Oh, where to begin with this? Sword Art Online was originally a light novel series which started its release in Japan back in 2009 and only just got released in America last April. The anime adaptation of the light novels was shown in 2012 and was recently dubbed in late 2013 and aired on Toonami. Now, I didn't watch the show when it first aired in Japan, but I definitely heard the reaction, and that reaction was pretty surprising. For some reason, there was a strong divide on people who absolutely loved the show and people who absolutely hated it. So when I heard that it got dubbed, I decided to watch it for myself. So what was my verdict, you may ask?
No. No! No! No, not that one, no!
I actually have a love-hate relationship with Sword Art Online, sort of like in the middle of the divide of loving and hating it, so I decided to talk about my dividedness on this video. Now, you may be asking me, Shadow Rules VA, aren't you just making this video because Sword Art Online 2 just came out and the video game for Sword Art Online was announced in America last month at E3, and you're hoping that putting up a Sword Art Online video will help you get more views? The answer to that question would be yes. First, let's start with the love side of my divide. This all sort of falls into how Sword Art Online looks and sounds. First of all, the animation in the show is beyond beautiful. It really makes you feel like you're in the world of this fantasy gaming world, which is the entire purpose. A1 Pictures really knows how to animate these two worlds for both seasons, and this is very evident in the fighting scenes. All the action gets you pumped up, and the music that plays in the background really helps in that factor. The guy who did the music is the same person who did the music for Madoka Magica, and that knowledge alone should be enough to make your head roll. Doing jokes from other animes, dude, come on, focus! This music kind of reminds me of Sonic and the Black Knight, since the setting is sorta kinda similar. Also, the two openings for each season are actually really good songs. I mean, like, really good songs. Like, this shit's on my iPod good. Even the voice acting in both languages are very top-notch. Each cast gives their best performances. Okay, so if the animation and music is good, then what about the two other aspects of the show, the story and characters? That, unfortunately, is where the hate side of my divide begins. I went into Sword Art Online without knowing anything, even how long it was. That being said, the first 3 episodes really astonished me on how good they were. The setup for the show in the first episode was so good and so unique in a sense. The characters were also very interesting, with the badass Asuna being introduced and becoming my favorite character when she was first introduced in the second episode. However, in the 4th episode and onward is where things get bad. As the rest of the season went on, the characters and story started to digress to a point where, in the middle of the season, the two main heroes, Kirito and Asuna, just felt like dicking around doing some fishing right before finding a girl and adopting her.
Hey, listen!
Okay, so remember how I said earlier that Asuna became my favorite character back in episode 2? Well, that definitely changed quickly. Asuna went from being this badass girl into a freaking tsundere in which she would rather have thousands of people trapped in a virtual world as opposed to letting Kirito fight in the game, even though he's literally like the most overpowered character in all of anime. It's also not even Asuna who turns into a tsundere. I swear that almost every single female character gets their possible character ruined when they meet Kirito. You know what, in fact, let's count those tsundere girls and the girls who seriously just want to screw Kirito. Did I mention that the light novels were written by a guy? Probably this guy.
I am mad scientist. It's so cool. Son of a bitch.
There's also Leafa, who is also introduced as a cool and interesting character that gets ruined after she meets Kirito, in which the only thing that I found interesting about her was how she had such gigantic breasts for being a f***ing 14-year-old. Her story and incest relationship feelings towards her cousin / brother Kirito was so poorly written that it feels like it was written by a very bad fanfiction writer. Or this guy.
Son of a bitch.
To bring up my last hateful thing towards Sword Art Online, I have to point out that the Season 1 finale was a finale that I actually kind of enjoyed. I liked the villain's farewell and the final moment of Kirito walking out of the hospital to go and find Asuna, the girl that he loves. That moment was a perfect way to end the series. However, when I watched it the first time, I thought that it was the series finale. I thought that, sure, the show wasn't the best, but at least it wasn't terrible and it left on a satisfying ending. Little did I know that there was a whole other season which was about Kirito going into a new game to rescue Asuna from a new villain, whose only redeeming quality is the fact that he was very well voiced in the English dub by Top Habercorn. Truly a pathetic villain. Except for...
Kayaba!
Can I see it again?
Kayaba!
One more time.
Kayaba!
Oh my god, I could watch that forever.
Honestly, the worst part of all of this is that the story and characters are so uninteresting that the 20 minutes in the Extra Edition special where the entire gang go and complete a quest so that Yui can see a whale, and that entire section is more interesting than the entirety of the Sword Art Online series. Oh, and also the fact that... So in short, my love-hate relationship with Sword Art Online can almost be compared to my love-hate relationship with a lot of modern Sonic games. In some modern Sonic games, like Sonic Lost World or the previously mentioned Sonic and the Black Knight, the presentation and story is usually very well done, but the gameplay, however, introduces gimmicks that kill it rather than help it. And that is exactly how I feel about Sword Art Online.